to you live from our Hoppington Centre in Durban, senior correspondent Fred Guttrell.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I am Fred Guttrell, and welcome to another episode of the Hoppington Post. In this week's episode, we witness Frog Lady, Snake Man, and Northwest University MSc student Mia Trenner visiting Mpophomeni Township in the Natal Midlands, teaching an excited group of youngsters about frogs and snakes. But before we show you what they got up to, one of the most important people in conservation once said,
and so one of the first things that one should always do is to learn what the history is, what the history of the place is, what the history of the animal. And that applies to no matter where we come from.
Sadly, Mpophomeni Township has a very tragic history. In 1968, the apartheid government of South Africa expropriated land from farmer Guy Lund and built in an open field a township called Mpophomeni to relocate black people living in and around the town of Howick. The farmer was so devastated by this expropriation that he committed suicide. Mpophomeni, which in isiZulu means the place of the waterfall, is named after the famous waterfall in Howick. The township, whose community were majority ANC supporters, was situated next to rural communities that supported the Inkatha Freedom Party. In 1985, the management of the South African rubber manufacturing company, Samcol, dismissed 1,000 striking workers, most of whom lived in Mpophomeni, and replaced them with scab labor from the surrounding rural communities. This ignited an almost decade-long spiral of violence between these communities, with over 120 deaths, characterized by the killing of 5-year-old Nokulunga Kumede, run over by a police Casper vehicle, which became the catalyst for change. But as usual in Africa, we rise above adversity, and under a tree in the shadow of the Nokulunga Kumede Memorial, we find Dr. Jean Tarrant and team teaching children from this community who want to help save their environment. Let's go check it out. Well, we all know that in the environment, frogs are a good indicator of the quality of water in a habitat. Mpophomeni Township is situated next to Midmar Dam, which supplies more than half of the drinking water for the province of KwaZulu-Natal. The Umtumzima stream, which flows through the township, is impacted by massive pollution, especially dysfunctional sewage systems. And so even though the stream provides less than 3% of the dam's catchment water, it contributes to about 50% of the E. coli and 15% of the phosphorus loads in the dam. Oh, okay, I see you, Dr. Tarrant. By teaching kids and getting them excited about protecting frogs, they will also take care of the water supply in their area. But the question remains, why did you have to bring snakes along? The day started off by getting the kids to draw what they think they would find in their habitat. Ooh, such cool pics. Then Dr. Tarrant started telling them some cool facts about frogs.
And here in South Africa, we've got about 160 different species of frog. So that's quite good for a largely arid, dry country. But in KZN, we're the luckiest of all because we have the most frogs here, because we have the wettest environment. What's probably the most important thing for frogs?
Water.
Frogs need water to actually help them breathe, so their skin has to stay wet so that they can absorb oxygen into their skin, and they use their skin to breathe more than they use their lungs. So even though they have small lungs, they use their skin more than their lungs, and that's why it's really bad to actually put salt on the frogs because it dries their skin out and then they can't breathe, and that's why they die. So it's kind of like if you put salt in your eyes, it would sting and be sore. So it's not really a nice thing to do to frogs.
Yeah, imagine if I threw salt in your eyes. Then Mia, who's currently studying the misspelled chirping frog out in Limpopo, shared some of the methods they use when studying frogs.
Okay, so when we study frogs, we need to look at a few things. We go out in the field and we look at the habitat. So then when we look at the frogs, we try and catch them if we can, and then we need to determine if they're healthy. So we actually catch a little frog and then we measure it. We record all these measurements, and when you record lots of measurements of lots of frogs over a long time, you can see where there's ones that are different. And there's a disease that is killing a lot of frogs all around the world. Okay, we call it chytrid. It's a fungus that grows on the frogs and it thickens their skin. And then they can't breathe through their skin anymore. They can't take water and get rid of water and things from their skin anymore, and then they die. Okay. So it's very important for us when we study frogs to know if they have this disease or not. Okay. And what we do to determine that is we swab frogs.
That's ticklish! And then it was Snake Man's turn.
I'm going to tell you a bit about snakes. I assume most of you are scared of snakes.
Do you blame us?
When you see a snake, you can run away, but preferably just keep still. Try not to make fast movements.
That might work for you humans.
There's a lot of myths about snakes. So snakes don't look for people. If you kill the partner, then the other one's going to come for you. Snakes don't get married or anything, they live alone. Do you guys know of any myths and beliefs? Yeah, some people say the snake will eat the manzi. I don't know if you've heard of that. If it bites you, must go and drink from the river. But if you drink from the river, you may die because that water's dirty. So don't drink from the river. That manzi is harmless. It doesn't even bite really. No.
Frogs don't know any harmless snakes.
They also don't have ears. So if you see a snake and you're shouting at it, you're wasting your breath. Pardon? Length of an anaconda, I think the maximum recorded is like 9 meters. So it's big, but we don't get anacondas in South Africa. We get the python, the rock python. A lot of people don't like them because they eat the goats. And people also, yeah, they get big.
Yeah, I'd also leave if I heard that.
And if you see a dead snake, don't pick it up. Some snakes play dead, and if you pick up a dead puffhead and it really is dead, and you swing it around, and the fangs hit you and get into your skin, it's the same. It's been bitten by a dead snake.
You see what I mean? Dead or alive, they're still dangerous. Thereafter, the kids were taught the game about the web of life and how we are all interdependent on each other, and how if we remove certain things from the environment, we could all possibly die. After posing for a few pretty pictures, everyone got to take posters of us home and refreshments. Welcome back. Wow, what an inspiring story. Did you know that just up the road from Mpophomeni is the Nelson Mandela capture site, characterized by a wonderful monument? So the next time you are in the Natal Midlands, or even just visiting the monument, remember that just down the road is an amazing bunch of kids who want to save their environment. Thank you for watching the Hoppington Post. I am Fred Guttrell. No humans, snakes, or goats were harmed during the recording of this episode.